is Jalen versus everybody. I'm Jalen Jacoby.
The cool check-in.
Together, we are Jalen and Jacoby on ESPN 2.
We're gonna be what they want.
You're gonna derail the show already? I can tell. You're already gonna derail the show. Let's get through one topic.
I just have to say this.
No, you don't. You really don't. Whatever everybody said, you don't have to say. You don't have to say that. You don't have to say that. Still waiting on those Harriet Tubman 20s. Have you seen those?
You seen those 20s yet?
I haven't seen the Harriet Tubman 20s.
Okay, that's why she's up there.
Well, will we see the Harriet Tubman 20s, or will we see Gregg Popovich retire first? There is a report about the future of the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs, and he may be closer to retirement than expected. Here is what the report says, quote, "Few in his orbit expect Popovich to coach the Spurs beyond the 2020 Summer Olympics. And there's always the possibility that he could spend the 1920 season traveling the NBA and globe preparing for his national team duties." That was reported by Woj.
Bombs.
This is interesting to me, and this is relevant. There's obviously an impending meeting between Kawhi Leonard and Gregg Popovich. And now that we have this report from Woj, this isn't, from like some little corner of the internet. This is from the Woj. Do you think this will affect whether or not Kawhi Leonard is interested in staying with the San Antonio Spurs?
Everything is going to have a cause and effect. I mean, he's making a decision on his basketball career. Here's a guy that's been a champion, a finals MVP, only played 9 games this year, felt like he was misdiagnosed by the team, wasn't necessarily seeing eye to eye, wasn't as present as you would have hoped he would have been, in particular to watch his team play in the playoffs. So they have some repairing to do to the relationship, regardless of whether that happens this offseason and or in the future, because they have a legacy at play. That Spurs organization has done a lot for Kawhi.
And when is this meeting going to happen? Like, if I'm the Spurs, I'm having this meeting as soon as possible. Like, what else are the Spurs and Kawhi Leonard doing that's more important than having this meeting?
And for Pop, respectfully, he's been doing this 2 decades. He's been the leader of what's happened over there. A 5-time champion, helped nurture Kawhi into the player he is, dealt with the tragedy of losing his wife throughout these playoffs. He, of course, is not going to do it every year. But we have to trust that the San Antonio Spurs will have a plan in effect for him deciding to leave. It's not going to just be like, oh, he walks away and they're surprised. So if you're Kawhi, you're asking about Pop, true enough. But you're trusting in the Spurs that whoever they're grooming to be next in line is going to be somebody that you support.
Do you think that this gets brought up at this meeting?
Of course it does.
Is there wine at this meeting? Because we know that Popovich loves his vino.
There won't be wine at this meeting.
There won't be wine at this one. Too important?
Yeah, there won't be wine.
Not a ceremonial glass?
No.
Oh, this is like in an office.
Yes.
Like, would you like a glass of water, Mr. Leonard?
Yes. There's going to be one of these long tables with 8 people sitting in the room. Everybody got water and tea.
There'll be an
and
agenda.
People getting up, getting coffee.
Snacks.
It's going to be like that.
It's not going to be wine. It's not going to be Mark Cuban at the club.
No.
None of that?
No.
Do you think Kawhi resigns with the Spurs?
I hope so, but I don't think so.
Interesting. Well, guess what?
I hope so.
We just might happen to have some unfounded, irresponsible speculation about free-agent Kawhi Leonard.
Can I just say something about the term free agent real quick?
Go from Bill Simmons.
He's the podfather. He's the author of this show. We used that term 3 times and shouted them every time. But now it's like rap lyrics.
It's over.
They're in the atmosphere now.
Well, Woj also had some reports about Kawhi Leonard. He reported that the Celtics made a play for Kawhi at the trade deadline. They put a package out there. The package was not obviously rejected, but it was also not countered. So that happened. And there are reports that the 76ers and the Lakers are currently interested in putting together a package for Kawhi Leonard. When I just asked you if you think Kawhi is going to stay, you said you hoped he would. You don't think he will. Interesting. Why do you think he will leave and where do you think he will end up?
Well, what's fascinating for me working in this industry is when I see that there are only 4 teams interested in Kawhi Leonard. You mean all teams?
It is one of those things. It's like he's one of the top 3. He's one of the top 3 players in the NBA.
So is
Let's not
Danny
forget.
Ainge the only person doing his job and just saying, hey,
why not?
You want to trade Kawhi?
Look at Tatum.
I mean, hey,
we got 4 picks next year.
You know, so you mean to tell me that all of the other teams didn't do that? No, but in all honesty, in picking his next destination, there's going to be a lot at play because he doesn't truly control his destiny.
He is not a free agent,
Correct.
as that graphic said. He's very much under contract to play with the Spurs this year.
And I do remember Paul George wanted to get moved to the Lakers. Paul George got moved to the Thunder. He started to like it being in OKC to the point, in my opinion, he's going to resign there. So now you do the same thing. If I'm a GM and I feel like I have a really good culture, 1 or 2 players that would mesh well with Kawhi, I would trade for him.
Of course.
No question about it.
Who wouldn't want Kawhi Leonard?
Without a promise of extension is the part I left off.
Oh.
Because Paul George didn't give that to OKC.
No, he didn't.
Which they could still lose him.
Of course. Now, here's a question. What team right now do you think that Kawhi Leonard could end up on? Was most likely?
It's really too hard to determine. It truly is. I'm just going to throw a wild card out there.
Please do.
New York Knicks.
Oh, the New York Knicks. Huh. You think Coach Fizz is going to draw some players to the Knickerbockers?
I do. And if you're the
this.
Spurs, you're not trading him in the West. You're going to help somebody build a super team. They way too smart for that. They ain't going to do what the Cleveland Cavaliers did and trade Kyrie to the Celtics. You're supposed to trade Kyrie to Siberia. You're supposed to trade him to Boston.
Well, we've got some more unfounded, irresponsible speculation. Some tells me this graphic's going to get used a lot. This is, of course, about the king, LeBron James. You mentioned Paul George a lot because people are talking about him and people are talking to him. He was playing Fortnite in a Pro-Am at E3. TMZ cameras caught up to him and did what TMZ does. They asked the questions that everybody wants the answers to. Let's see how he handled the inquiries.
Yeah, I'm with LeBron every All-Star.
Yeah, but like, you know,
Every one of my All-Stars, I've been teamed with LeBron.
and you guys seem to work well together, right? You guys play well together.
Yeah, I mean, we got a losing record, but I like playing with him.
You love playing with him.
Yeah, it was fun playing with LeBron All-Star Weekend.
So have you made up your mind?
I'm in LA. I'm from LA.
You're
so
from
that,
LA.
that I can say I love LA because I'm from LA.
Okay. He loves playing with LeBron. He loves LA. He's definitely coming to the Lakers, right?
I got some sneaky big news that people slept on that took place a couple of days ago.
Okay, Mr. Rose.
You remember when the Golden State Warriors were drinking Henny and popping champagne?
Of course I do.
And enjoying what champions do that've won it 3 of the last 4 years.
Of course I do.
And KD was celebrating winning back-to-back MVPs.
I do remember that.
What was Russell Westbrook doing?
He was sneak dissing on social media.
And he was talking about going solo and those bozos.
Oh.
While everybody thinks it's a projection toward the Golden State Warriors, don't sleep. That's also a nudge
I like what
to
you're
Paul
doing.
George.
I like what you're doing here.
Because
I
you
like what
see
you're
how I
doing.
handle that. And if you bounce on me, it's going to be me against the world
Same, going solo.
and doing what I do. So for PG, this is obviously his decision to make. He's going to be paired with LeBron James all offseason. And the funny thing about the national media in particular, we just want them to be in LA. Why can't Paul George, if you want to play with LeBron, go to Cleveland?
Well, LA has 2 max spots available. It's the easiest path. I mean, they could just sign them both without trading, maybe just putting together some package, having somebody take on Ryan Anderson or having to move this person or that person.
Let me teach you analytics geek something. Let me teach you individuals that work so very hard to cover basketball for a living something.
That doesn't seem like a compliment. That doesn't seem like a compliment.
If those gentlemen wanted to play basketball on the same team, it's going to happen. So it don't matter who got 2 max spots. You find a way to make it work, okay? So you mean to tell me if Kawhi Leonard or Paul George didn't want to go to Cleveland and LeBron was going to say they wouldn't make it work? Oh, they'll find a way to make it work. So with that being said, Paul George, I like how he answered the question. I do play with him a lot in all-star games.
Yep.
And by the way, he knew the team's record and he regurgitated the fact that
we
we're
lose.
losing one.
Yeah, we lose when we play together. He did a good job where he answered the questions. He did it in a way that he knew was going to fuel speculation, but he didn't say anything out of pocket.
Correct.
He's like, I
And
love LA. I'm from LA.
there.
Of course I'm going to say that.
And also, he's a public figure. He's an athlete. He has a shoe deal. He gets endorsements. It's in his best interest to have us wondering what he's going to be doing the next few weeks. it does him no good to tell us or even to decide right now because he probably doesn't know what offer's going to hit the table next.
Very quickly, he was at the Fortnite Pro-Am. Jalen Rose, I know you very well. Please explain to me exactly what Fortnite is.
I know it's a video game.
And?
I saw Karl Anthony Towns playing.
What else happens in the video game?
Ben Simmons.
What happens in the video game?
And
What's
instead of going to bed, he stayed up.
What's the plot
and he
to
dropped
Fortnite?
50 in Atlanta.
Explain the plot
day.
to Fortnite.
I'm just building blocks.
You're the best. Coming up next on Jalen and Jacoby, we've got some news that Jalen Rose needs to hear about Larry Brown,
real estate,
and gigantic Doritos. Jalen Rose, it is time to keep it moving.
We be moving, you know we keep it moving.
Jalen Rose, something's going on with Michael Porter Jr. Keep it moving or hit the brakes?
Hit the brakes.
Jalen, Michael Porter Jr. had a workout scheduled for a lot of teams that were in the lottery. He has canceled said workout. Also, there were reports that potentially the Kings were interested in picking him at the number 2 spot. Why did he cancel this workout? What do you think is going on?
Because you hear whispers. He's a versatile upfront prospect that's going to be able to play both positions. He can shoot the 3.
People want to see him.
He can change ends of the floor. You don't want to be working out for too many squads and re-injure yourself. I mean, he missed basically the entire season, came back right before the NCAA tournament. So if your stock is rising, you can't be out there just, you gotta save.
If you had back surgery, I feel like you should get out there and show people that you're 100%.
Not if they're still gonna take me in the top 5.
I guess you're right. Larry Brown is going to be a head coach once again. Keep it moving or hit the brakes?
Hit the brakes.
Larry Brown is going to be a head coach, not in the NBA. He's going to be a head coach in Italy for Fiat Torino. Do you expect them to win the championship this year, Mr.
I'm rooting for him.
I don't believe you.
Coach
You're
is
lying
in his
into a
blood.
microphone
No,
right
I'm
now.
not. I'm not.
You are lying into a microphone right now.
I am not.
Didn't we
Don't project no negative energy or thoughts on me.
Oh, I am, because I
Yeah.
know you. Remember last time we heard he was going to be a head coach for a high school in the Hamptons or something?
I felt like that was doing too much. But this overseas move, I ain't mad at him at all.
Torino's a very nice place.
Yeah.
It's a very nice lifestyle out there.
Nice retirement
Shout
spot.
out to him. Look for him to gain 20 pounds in this season. The Spanish World Cup team is drawing inspiration from the Michigan Wolverines
hit the
basketball
brakes.
program. Well, I'm not sure if you know, but the Spanish World Cup team, what they did is they fired their head coach going into the most important tournament in the land, the World Cup. They did so because he committed to coach Real Madrid, and they said, if you're focused on something else, we don't want you anymore. Well, PK, one of the most prominent members of the team, tweeted this. This is the translation, obviously. University of Michigan basketball, 1989 NCAA championship. It would not be the first time it happens. All united now more than ever. What he is referring to is right before the tournament, when the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines committed to coach Arizona. They did the same thing. They fired Bill Frieder and they brought in who?
Steve Fisher.
Steve Fisher. And they did what?
They won the championship with Glenn Rice, Sean Higgins, Terry Mills. They had a squad. I love that team so much. Ramil Robinson.
Does this mean that you're rooting for Spain to win the World Cup?
I am rooting for Spain. They shouted us out and they're using us as inspiration.
There you go. Next, there are some giant Doritos coming out.
You know, I don't keep it moving.
But what?
All right,
We
hit
be
the brakes.
moving, you know we keep it moving.
No, we'll keep it moving then. Fine. I thought. Next, a frequent Jalen and Jacoby co-host, friend of the program, great human being, made a viral video yesterday. Keep it moving or hit the brakes?
Hit the brakes.
Our man, Amin El Hassan, tried the American Ninja Warrior obstacle course, and let's take a look at how it went for Amin. Here he is, starting, he's smiling, he's pointing. Look at him, confident.
First and foremost, there's water out
Going
there and
up,
he's wearing a shirt. That's
going
never
down.
good.
Oh! He didn't make it very far.
Well, he didn't anticipate going very far. That's why he got that shirt on,
I will
falling
say
in the
this,
water.
is this ultimately better for him than actually being good at the course?
This is the best thing he's ever done in
This
the
is. He's trending. His name's everywhere. He's getting clowned. This was great. If I ever get a chance to do this, I'm definitely throwing it just to ride Amin's coattails. Next, in Missouri, they have a hotel influenza. Well, they'll pay you to get the flu. Keep it moving or hit the brakes.
Keep it moving. That's stupid.
We be moving, you know we keep it moving.
A woman got her head stuck in a tailpipe at a music festival.
That'll get me fired. Keep it
Hit
moving.
the brakes.
We be moving, you know we keep it moving.
Finally, are you interested in a pickle juice slushie?
Sure. It's that time of year.
What time of year is it appropriate
Summertime.
to have a
It
pickle
sounds
juice
refreshing.
slushie?
I used to eat pickles growing up, buy a jar.
We all eat pickles, but I don't want to go to Sonic and have a pickle juice slushie. That is disgusting. There's only one appropriate time to drink pickle juice, and what is that, Mr. Rose?
Hangover.
Pickleback shot. You ever had a pickleback shot?
I have actually.
They're really good.
Some cognac.
They're really, really good. When we come back, we have an update on the Lakers. And they're trying to calm down the quote-unquote beef between Kuz and Lon. Welcome back to Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen Rose, this next piece of news I find very troubling. Very troubling. So earlier this week, Lonzo Ball dropped a diss track about his friend and teammate, Kyle Kuzma. And now, a report from Ramona and Ohm says that the Lakers have spoken to both of them about toning it down. The barbs back and forth. To me, this makes the Lakers look really out of touch. It's like, you know that they're kidding, right? Like, you know this isn't a real problem, right? You know they're good friends. They're just clowning each other. Like, do you really think you need to call these two kids in the principal office and reprimand them for their behavior? It just makes the Lakers look so out of touch. They're like, oh, we're trying to sign some free agents and we don't want to make it seem like there's discord in the locker room. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It really makes them seem very out of touch. Do you think I'm wrong in this read?
Yes.
You think so?
I'm going to give you a professional
Oh my
example
God.
at the worldwide leader. Say you and our brother Max Kellerman decided that y'all wanted to be MCs and y'all wanted to have one of them do a diss track about the other.
Well, I've heard his raps. He would definitely win. So
No-
I wouldn't want those problems.
no question about it.
Hypothetically, sure.
And rest in peace to his brother Sam, who had bars.
Bars.
Now, with that being said, you and him might think it's cool to do for public consumption, and it's great that the name of the record is trending. Let me finish.
Jalen.
But when you're an entity, ESPN, you're trying to promote J&J and you're trying to promote First Take. You can't have fans at either one of those shows feeling like y'all ain't seeing eye to eye.
You serious?
I am serious.
You think anyone out there thinks that they have a real beef? Lonzo Ball and Kyle Kuzma? Anyone who knows who they are knows that they're friends and knows they're always clowning each
But
other.
we don't need, so here's the thing. We don't need shenanigans this summer. We don't need silliness. We don't need sideshows. You know what we need? Stars.
You know who's not a star yet?
That's what
Kyle
we need.
Kuzma and Lonzo
Okay.
Ball.
And Magic Johnson came out and said that this is the most important summer in his presidency with the squad because he's opening up 2 maximum contracts. You forgot who they drafted the last couple of years. Let me tell you real quick. Clarkston, Nance, Ingram,
Russell,
Randall, okay, Ball, Kuzma, all productive players in their own right, but not stars.
Well,
that's what we need this
now
summer.
we're
We
going
don't
to
need no
update you
side
on an
shows.
actual real rap beef, not between NBA players. While the world waits for Drake to respond to Pusha T, the world is waiting for Drake to respond to Pusha T. What does he do? He releases something. He released a video for I'm Upset featuring his former friends from Degrassi. Is this a soft move or is this a super charming soft move?
You tell me.
This is a soft move. You can't come out with a Degrassi high, little funny video when the world's waiting for you to come out with some bars.
Here's when and
I'm
why you
upset.
can do it.
I'm upset.
Jay Prince spoke. I said that on this program. I'm about to order
hold
the
up.
Triple OG's
Hold
book.
up, they're in my
You
ear.
know that
They're in
Drake
my ear.
is on my no
They're in my
slander
ear.
list.
They're in my ear.
You know what I'm
They're in
talking
my ear.
about.
We have a
Pusha T.
very important update on a very important story right at the end of the show. Do you remember that attempt that we kept updating you on for the world's largest orgy? They attempted to have the world's largest orgy in Las Vegas this weekend. They had a
Oh, that's why you can't do the show
They
Friday.
needed over 500 people to participate. They came short of that. They only had 375 people. They came up short. Jalen Rose, they're going to try again next year in about May, June 1st.
So hold on, I have to say
30th?
something about
Are you
this.
going to be there?
This knocks the reputation of Vegas. I would have thought you could get over 300 people to participate in something like
You can't get 500
this.
people to get in the room and have sex together?
We got to change the
Come
location.
on.
I thought what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
I
We
guess
need a
so.
different state to
We
participate.
need a